See Don McKinnon coming into the huddle here momentarily. I would guess just to try and calm the guys down. What do you think, Dave?
Exactly. I think that's the thing that they need to do. They're really playing away from the tenacity and the composure that they've had in their other few ball games. They blew out Mark Keppel last week, 57-3. And one thing you might want to take note of, in their last 3 games, the Knights have scored over 100 points. In their last 2, they've scored 112 points in allowing the opposition just 3.
Both offenses have averaged over 40 points a game in the league, and when you come out and all of a sudden you look up at, well, gosh, halfway through the second quarter and you only have 3 on the board, the ball starts to get a little heavier and you start to think a little bit, you get a little tense and tight, and that's when you see all these mistakes happening.
And to add further numbers, in Mission Valley League play, Arroyo has scored 193 of their total 293 points in league play. So they're definitely averaging nearly 50 points a game. And the opposition being held to about a 6 count. Rosemead averaging over 40 a game, the opposition averaging about 7. So we have 2 great offenses and 2 powering defenses, and right now the defenses are winning this battle.
Well, whoever can settle down and just start playing their own way probably is going to take the ball game. I don't want to predict who that is, though.
It's hard to tell now. Both teams have made some mistakes that they're not prone to do, and that is nerves.
We've seen penalties on the Rosemead side before, though. I don't think that's rare for them.
That's how they acquired some of their 3 losses. Okay, things are set up now. Reyna takes a deep drop, looking over, left side. Martinez makes a great catch down to the 10-yard line. And it's a first down and goal for the Knights on a great catch by Martinez, as Gabriel Salazar played him perfect. But the pass was even more. And Rosemead is burned on a perfect pass from Willie Reyna.
You won't see a much better catch. Salazar starts to climb up on him, and look at Martinez haul it in. The ball at the 10-yard line, and there's the backbreaker the Knights were looking for.
The first big play offensively for either team. And the Knights will have it first down from the 11-yard line. Backs are split. Wide receiver to the right side is Martinez. As Reyna gives over the left side to Quan, breaks a tackle, and is flipped out to the 5-yard line as Gabriel Salazar, once again patrolling the left side, made the stop, but the Knights will have it second down from inside the 10-yard line directly on the 5, as Quan has had his number called many times in this first half.
Isn't that the truth? We haven't seen McClellan run the ball much. He's caught a couple of passes, but Rosemead must start wondering if they're just using him as a decoy.
Lopez to the right side on second down. Quan to the left side in the backfield. McClellan to the right. Reyna keeping it and getting inside to the 2-yard line. Reyna has rushed for 6 touchdowns this year, as Luis Hernandez prevented number 7. And they'll have it third down from about the 4-yard line, 3-yard line we'll call it.
Talk about pressure. Hernandez is replacing normal linebacker Larry Gutierrez. That's the only injury of the game for Rosemead. But Hernandez is going to learn a lot here tonight.
Now Braxton comes into the game at wide receiver, flanked out to the right side. Now he's wide to the right. Backs are split. Third down and goal. 2-yard line. Left side Quan. And the defense stacks him up at about the 2. And coming up for Rosemead, we'll take a look at Candy Cabral one more time. And now it brings up 4th down for the Knights. 5:23 to go in the first half. The game is tied at 3. And this is the deepest penetration by any offense so far in this ball game.
What are you going to do here, folks? We'll let you play coach. We have a timeout, so you have a lot of time to think about it. I think we have time to check out something else, Dave, if we saw that graphic coming up, right?
If it's the trivia question, let it be.
Sounds like one, too. 4th and a yard from the 2-yard line. Do you bring in Ibarra, get the sure 3 points, or do you try and crack forward for either a first down or a touchdown? Now, you're Don McKinnon. What do you do, huh?
4th down and 2. 4th and a yard at the 2-yard line. And the Knights finally getting their offense in gear. 5:11 to go, first half. Both teams relying on their outstanding field goal kickers. As we have the timeout, there it is. There's tonight's trivia question. How many CIF titles does the Mission Valley League own in this decade? If you can, name the year and the schools, and we'll bring the answer to you to start the 4th quarter. So we'll give you time to think about that. Since 1980, how many times has the league won the CIF title?
Well, let's see here. I know of one for sure. I know of two. You folks out there probably know the two I'm thinking about. I can hear you screaming. Just relax. Well, like you said, fourth quarter. All right, we'll wait.
Fourth quarter, we'll wait.
I'm going to think about this one.
No hints. No giving out hints there, Brad.
I didn't hint anything. I didn't say they wore blue or anything like that, did I?
No.
Look at Tony Garcia on the sideline waving a towel toward the fans.
And now, here's the moment of truth. 4th down and 2 yards to go for the touchdown. And 4th and 1. Left side, they get it. And McClellan dives over for a touchdown. And Arroyo pulls out ahead, 9-3 on the left side. And give credit to where it's due. The offensive line opened it up to the left side, and Arroyo moves out ahead.
When you're in a tight spot, go to your bread and butter. Number 32, we've seen it all year. 2 yards and a score, and the Knights get their first lead of the ball game. Who are those two guys? We'll see them in a minute.
5:08 to go. And Arroyo moving out. Spot. Kick is up. And it's good. 5:08 to go in the first half. And the Arroyo Knights move out ahead 10-3 here from B.L. Bergstrom District Stadium. This is David Arroyos here with you along with Brad Prather. Hope you're enjoying tonight's ball game, as it's been a good one so far. Just about everything you expected and you read about. The Arroyo Knights coming alive here with a 10-3 lead over the Rosemead Panthers.
Well, that's not a live shot, and I'm glad, because I had to get that suit back by midnight that night.
5:08 to go, 10-3 score, and Rosemead will kick it off.
Boy, is this shaping up to be just a whale of a game.
And Ibarra once more will kick it off from the 40-yard line. And the very dangerous Wolf Payne Barber deep to receive. And Wolf Payne Barber's going to get a shot at it at the 1-yard line. Brings it up to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Breaking out of the open to the 25, 30, 35. And to the 37-yard line. A 36-yard return by his own means. And it'll bring up 1st and 10 for Rosemead as the kicker made the stop.
Danny Barr on it. Watch Barber from the 1-yard line. You might remember last week he ran all the way on one of the play about this far. And actually, Kwan's the first man to make the tackle, and Ibarra comes up to help out. He only got 35 yards on that return. Normal day's work for him.
And at the 36-yard line, it's 1st down and 10. Wide receiver to the right side. Looks like Hernandez. Backs are split. Give left side. Wolf Payne Barber cuts off a tackle, but finally racked up at the line of scrimmage. And a good job defensively for the Knights as Anthony Aon comes up to make the stop. And it now brings up 2nd down and 10 for Rosemead.
Watch the pursuit here. Watch the blue jerseys head for number 23. Look at all of them. It's hard to identify a tackle. You can see the big pile there. That's what you call keying on a back, and that's what they're doing.
And a yard pickup, 2nd and 9 for Rosemead. Wide receivers, Ruben Espinoza to the right side, none to the left. Given left, right side. Reverse to Wolf Payne Barber, breaking out of some big tackles. And finally, coming out of it alive after a 1st down pickup to about the 50-yard line as Danny Ibarra comes up to make the stop before the rest of the Knights come by, but that wasn't an easy one for Barber.
No, it wasn't, but he skips through one, and look at him just shove Ibarra backwards 4 or 5 yards. And then I noticed about Barber, and we have a timeout called by the officials here. After every play, he gets up and has a very nonchalant walk back to the huddle. And I once read that Jim Brown used to do that too, and everybody thought he was hurt. You know, he'd get up and walk real slow, and he says, I'm not hurt, I'm just conserving my energy for the next play. And you know Barber's probably going to run 35 carries probably tonight, and he's just trying to probably do the same thing, just save his strength.
Jim Brown was the master of the sight game in doing that. Many times he'd even fake a limp going back there, and wouldn't you know it, he'd come by and run over 3 linemen and a linebacker en route to a touchdown, as we've seen Barber do in last week's game. There he is, give it over to the right side. Wolf Payne Barber breaks out of the open and submarine down after about a 9-yard pickup. And Ibarra finally hooked him down, and it brings up about 2nd and 1 for Rosemead with 3:28 to go.
Good thing Ibarra got that foot. Barber had a full head of steam. He was headed for the barn. Now we have another timeout, this time by Arroyo.
So we got a chess match going on out there. as really both coaches are installing just about everything that they can have planned for this game. Coach McKinnon talking it over with his defense as a timeout is called with 3:20 to go in the first half. The Arroyo Knights have a 10-3 lead over the Rosemead Panthers in this Mission Valley League championship game.
And with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the half, speaking of coaches, Director of Athletics, Coach Jim Sefton of Arroyo, will be our guest at halftime. We'll talk to him for a few moments about how things are with the Arroyo athletic program and what he thinks about tonight's game. And so something to look forward to there.
3:20 to go in the first half as Coach Hall is out talking to his team, the Rosemead Panthers, who haven't beaten the Arroyo Knights in about 4 or 5 years, it seems.
I heard last year's game was really something.
17-16, and Rosemead missed a 2-point conversion with time running out to lose the ball game to the Arroyo Knights, the eventual champions.
Oh, boy.
2nd down and 2 for Rosemead. Jimenez looking over, finds a lot of time, and a receiver open down the right side, and he hauls it in with another great catch of his own down to the 8-yard line. Ibarra on the coverage, but for Rosemead, it looked like John Hernandez came up and made a beautiful catch down the left side, and Rosemead will have it 1st and goal as they're playing match for match, play for play, and 1st down inside the 10-yard line.
Doesn't this remind you of the catch Arroyo made a few minutes ago? Again, covered tightly, but good concentration, and now the Panthers are at the 10-yard line.
1st down, goal to go at the 8-yard line. 3:08 to go in the first half. Rosemead give left side, right side, Wolf Payne Barber hit at the 5, dives over, and will be in for the touchdown. The official on the near side picked up the 2nd tumble, and Wolf Payne Barber, you go to your bread and butter, you say, and they're matching it point for point and play for play, and Rosemead is 1 point away from tying this one up.
Watch this leap. Way up in the air. The last 3 or 4 yards are simply because he can get up in the air high enough that the tacklers can't make contact.
And Rosemead answers the call to the Arroyo Knight touchdown and comes back with one of their own. And Contreras for the extra point attempt. A chip shot for Juan Contreras, and in a very tight battle here from B.L. Bergstrom District Stadium, it's tied at 10 with 3 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Both teams have been mirror images of each other in this first half, to say the least.
Something about Wolf Payne Barber. Let's tell you a little bit about him this season. He has over 1,250 yards rushing, and he's responsible for 22 touchdowns, and now it obviously is his 23rd. But he also leads the team in tackles, which is what I was told before the game. He has 3 interceptions. He returned 1 for a touchdown. And what they've told me about him, he's the best athlete on the team. And this is the hardest he has worked in any season they've had him, both on the field and in the classroom. And that's really a healthy sign.
Well, he's definitely Division 1A material. And to keep those grades up to go to a school such as USC, where his brother is playing, that will tell you how hard he's working. And this time a low kick comes up on a high bounce to Quan, and Quan will take it at the 5, come to the 10, to the 15, and a head of steam, and finally hammered down to about the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. And making the stop, Luis Alonso for the Panthers, and it brings up 1st and 10 for the Knights with 2:55 to go in the first half, and a tie ball game, 10-10.
It would seem that both teams have shaken those butterflies, and we're in for 2 and a little bit more than 2 quarters of some stud head-knocking football.
Braxton will line it up to the left side at wide receiver. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Backs are split. Wide receiver to the right side is Lopez. Willie sets to pass, looking over, fires it underneath, complete to Braxton, breaks out of a tackle, and Braxton will get down to their own 40-yard line and nearly escaped another tackle to get a couple of more. But Wolf Payne Barber, one of the men coming up to make the stop, along with Gabriel Salazar.
Deep curl pattern. Reyna right on the money to Braxton, and he gets away from the initial tackler, but look how quickly the Rosemead secondary is there. 21-yard game.
And Braxton and Reyna have teamed up this year to work one of the best passing combinations in the league, especially on this last pattern that we saw. Left side again, Reyna looking over, fires it over the middle, complete, and a diving catch made by Martinez as he takes it out of bounds at the Rosemead 44-yard line with an Arroyo Knight 1st down. Once again, Gabriel Salazar is being picked on, but he's playing actually pretty good coverage.
You know, Dave's crystal ball seems to be coming true. The Knights are coming out throwing now. Very, very rare for them to do this, and now Rosemead's got to call timeout to see what in the heck's going on out there.
And we're looking at some Major League football going on here. Great catches are being made here, and some great runs and tackles. But you got to admit, the last 3 catches, big catches that were made, 2 by the Arroyo Knights and 1 by Rosemead, were as good as you're going to see anywhere.
Those are what you call timing patterns, and what that means is the ball is in the air before the receiver turns to look at it. And that's why they seem so wide open. The defensive man just has no time to react. By the time he gets there, the ball's already been in the guy's hands for 2 or 3 strides.
And they've been timed out perfectly by both squads. And so far, Arroyo using the passing game to move the ball downfield. They have it at Rosemead's 44-yard line. 2:06 to go in this first half, and it's tied at 10-10.
Dave, you and I predicted a game in the 20s, and we're right on the money right now, 10-10, and we're heading for halftime. What a couple of experts, boy.
Well, before we get pie in our face, they have both explosive return men, and we could see what happens.
Well, for those of you sitting in the comfort of home, it's a pretty pleasant night out here, too. We thought it might rain. We were wondering if we were going to have wind. None the like. It's about 65 degrees, perfect night for football, and here come the Knights, and here once again is Dave.
2:06 to go, first and 10. 10-10 tie. Arroyo has the ball at the Rosemead 44-yard line. Willie sets the pass once more, looking over. Underneath, complete to the fullback, and dangles out of a tackle and gets upfield for about a nifty 4-yard gain. McClellan down to the 39-yard line as David Lumquid comes up to make the stop.
Reyna, you'll see the replay here. He's looking for Fred Martinez going deep, but guess who's guarding Fred? Well, they put Wolf Payne Barber on this side. They switched him over to this side, and that's why Willie had to dump it off to his checkoff man, and that's McClellan.
Now second down and 6, a 4-yard pickup last time. Reyna set to pass, roll out, looking down the left side. Braxton open, makes almost a good catch on full stride, as maybe the defender put a paw on it down to the 4-yard line. Defending on the play was Tony Valdivia, who's second in the league with 4 interceptions, and that was a money play there defensively as Braxton had it on full stride.
Willie puts it right in his hands. Valdivia is beaten, and
he just
you
dropped
saw
it.
It bounced it, and you can't dribble it into the end zone. Doesn't work in this sport.
And Arroyo is turned away on 2nd and 6, now on 3rd and 6. 1:53 to go, first half. Backs are split, wide receivers to the right side, Braxton and Lopez. Reyna going to the air one more time, draw play, we see it for the first time, but it fools no one. As the Rosemead Panthers, that's what they're called, are on top of this one and hold them to about a 2-yard pickup. Candy Cabral and David Lumaquid come up to make the stop. And if we can, well, no replay on that one, but it brings up now a key 4th down situation. Where are they at? 44-yard line. Do you bring in number 30 for that compounded power in that leg?
Doesn't look like they're going to do it.
They're going for it on 4th and 5. Confidence in that defense, to say the least. 1:19 to go, first half. 2 wide receivers on the right side. Reyna on the rollout, looking over the right side. Braxton open underneath, and he drops it. Wide open for the first down was Jeff Braxton. Valdivia about a yard behind him. And the play goes incomplete. And Rosemead has the ball in terrific field position.
Looked like the Panthers were a bit confused on their coverage. You saw number 40, Dennis Estrada, racing over to the far side. Again, the pass was right there, and again, no catch.
Braxton, faced with some nerves, just lost his composure of it. This is the first big game for Jeff Braxton, who was on the junior varsity team last year. And coming up to this level, he's going to face much more of this, but I think that's going to be the last one he's going to drop. That's easy to him. In McKinnon's system, you learn fast. Jimenez, play action, looking over, rushes on, and finally taken down the 42-yard line. But penalty flags flared up down in the backfield as Anthony Aon comes up to make the stop. Just under a minute now with 57 seconds to go.
Well, they're called for an illegal block, and you'll see it right in the melee here that's trying to protect Jimenez. Isn't this amazing, though, what the Knights are doing in the secondary tonight? They are just keeping those guys blanketed, and Jimenez, every time, it almost looks like a quarterback draw.
And one of the things that we've noticed, they continue to put the ball in the air or attempt it. And yet the coverage is there, and with the back that they got, well, not that I'm a coach or anything like that, but I think we're going to see a ton of Wolf-Payne Barber in the third quarter.
Or maybe a draw play of their own.
We'll see as they have Barber offset to the right side on this first down and 25 call. Left side, Barber takes it at the 20, to the 25, to the 30, breaks out to the 35-yard line. Just an amazing specimen there as he takes it to the left side and picks up nearly 15 yards as Plastide comes up to make the stop.
The key there is when he turns that corner, you see him dart through what looks like no hole at all, and that's what your great ones have. They know when to accelerate, they know when to slow down. And he's a great one.
He has been. 22 touchdowns on the year, now 23, leads the San Gabriel Valley. Right side, Barber, looking to pass it this time. And now he's going to take it up on his own to the 30, to the 35, and rolled back to the 34-yard line by Dominic Jimenez. And a big hit put on, and that should end the first half of play here as the clock is moving.
Here's the gadget we were looking for. Is he going to run? No. Once again, no open receivers. But with a guy like Barber, he's still a threat. It was Ray Pena and Dominic Jimenez, though, making sure that nothing came of the play, and that's how the half ends, 10-10.
So at the end of the first half of play, we've seen Arroyo do one thing, Rosemead come back and do the other, and vice versa, in a very exciting, entertaining, and very tactful first half of football here from B.L. Bergstrom District Stadium. And as was the case in 1966 when the Spartans and the Irish got together, it's 10-10.
Boy, you are some historian. That's when Notre Dame ran out the clock. See, I remember that game, too. I remember that. Eric Parsegian took a lot of abuse off of that one.
He certainly did, but stopping Bob Aspia and Clinton Jones was the key for the Irish. But here, Rosemead with some big play people of their own, being contained for the moment, and hopefully there he is, the athletic director here at Arroyo High School, Jim Sefton, will be talking with us momentarily at the half. As we get things set together for the athletic director, as Brad and I will have a long chat with him at the half. How you doing, Mr. Sefton? What you think of the first half so far?
Well, I think it's a very tough contest. I think both teams are doing an excellent job. It's going to come down to who can do a better job in the second half.
Is this everything that you anticipated from Rosemead?
Certainly. We knew that they had some excellent running backs and a good offensive line, very good, tough defense, and we felt we had the same.
Quickly, while we're on the subject of running back, taking a look at Wolf-Payne Barber, how do you compare him with some of the backs that you've seen in your past years here at Arroyo and in the league?
Well, I think he's certainly a very quality back. I think he'll be a highly recruited young man. I think we're doing a pretty good job so far bottling him up. I hope we can keep it going.
Well, Brad Prather, alumni here, and you and Coach Sefton go back a ways. Well, we've been talking about that first half for Arroyo in the past few years, Coach Sefton. I'm still calling you Coach, even though you're the athletic director. Going back to this decade, the Arroyo Knights have dominated the Mission Valley League. What do you think has been the key thing in that dominance?
Well, there's a lot of factors that go into it. I think the support we get from the faculty and the student body and administration certainly is a part of it. I think excellent coaching is a part of it. I think the support we get from our community and parents is a part of it. And not least of all is the good athletes that we've had here at Arroyo and the way they've decided they want to be winners and have worked very, very hard to do that.
Do you think that out of the past 4 teams, this is the most explosive offensively that they've had?
Boy, it's tough for me to rate. You know, you talk one year to the next, it gets all scrambled after you've been at it for 22 years. But I certainly think this has to rate as one of our better ball clubs. The one that went to the finals the last 4 years, you know, each one of those has its own characteristics, and it'd be real tough to compare one to the other.
One of the things I've noticed that in big games such as this and in the playoffs, the way the Knights win their games usually have been come from behind, dramatic victories, and a test of character where they've outshined their opponent. And tonight, Rosemead might have that facing them. And an experienced team, although some of the Knights are quite young, they've had that coaching from Don McKinnon, and they know what it takes to win.
Well, there's no doubt about that. I think Don has done an excellent job of instilling the winning spirit into these kids. And they don't want to be the one that breaks the tradition. They'd like to be the ones that go to the finals again. You know, it's real tough to stay on the top. and you've got to work extremely hard to do so. I think these young men have taken that challenge and have carried it through so far.
Coach, I have a question for you. You saw a lot of mistakes early in the game that we haven't seen the Knights make really all year, at least during league. Do you think it was nervousness? Do you think there was one less day of practice this week that might have had something to do with it, or combination?
Well, I think it's a combination of that and nerves. You know, coming into this ball game, everybody knew that this was the culmination of a season, a dream tried to come true. Nerves are going to be a little high. There's going to be some mistakes like that, perhaps. Certainly the level of competition you're facing is probably higher than we've faced in a long time. That certainly has something to do with it also. So a number of factors.
And there's the man we're talking to, Jim Sefton. You can see him on your screen. How long you been here?
22 years.
22 years, and how long athletic director?
This will be my 8th year right now.
All right. Well, Dave, any more questions?
Well, what are some of the finer moments that you remember in your 22 years here at Arroyo? I know that you've had some outstanding teams as a basketball coach and so forth. Anything you can think of offhand? Not that one moment would outdo the other, but just off the top of your head, some of the things that you've enjoyed here.
Well, there's two things. One of my first years of coaching basketball, we were able to beat San Gabriel here at home to keep our title hopes alive on a last-second shot that has to rank up there with one of my best memories in terms of being a coach. I had an undefeated JV football team, which was quite exciting. But to top it all off is the reason I'm wearing a ring here on my hand, and that's that CIF championship and the state championship at cross country that went along with it, and at the same time the CIF championship in football. That year has got to be, that fall has got to be the most exciting thing I've ever experienced. And that's the one that really stands out the most.
How have things changed in the league in the past, say, 10 years? Have you seen much changes outside of maybe one team leaving, leaving, and DeWarty coming in? Has much changed in the Mission Valley League? As far as the quality of athletes, say, from 1978 to now?
You want to talk about individual athletes? I don't think there's a whole lot of difference. But, you know, there's been good athletes every year. Spread around a different school. It just seems that in the last 4 or 5 years, Rosemead and Arroyo have been able to dominate. Keppel was able to climb up there for 1 year and give everybody a challenge. DeWarty was there a couple of years. But overall, over the last 5, 6, 7 years, there hasn't been much change. But if you remember back, not too long ago, we were down. And we were the ones that were on the bottom and have built our way back up again. So things seem to go in cycles. We'd like to keep our cycle going for a few more years and be up there on the top.
That's interesting that they do work in cycles. I remember some of those Arroyo teams that were struggling, but it seemed like a turnaround was about 82, 83, and from then on, it's been a powerhouse here. Well,
I think it was about the time these kids became convinced that they could be winners. I don't think that the caliber of athletes has gone up tremendously. Certainly we do have some very, very fine athletes on that field, but I think we did then too. It's just a matter of making them believe that they could go out on any given night and beat any team they need to face. And these kids have that, and I think Coach McKinnon and his staff has done a fine job in keeping that spirit alive in these boys.
Welcome back to the second half of tonight's ball game. Deadlocked at 10, and Rosemead will kick it off to start out quarter number 3. And deep to receive it, Darren McClellan gets it at the 5. He'll take it to the 15, to the 20, and crossing the 20 to about the 24-yard line. And Arroyo, which scored after a long pass completion, will take it and move the football from the left to right on your screen. As once again, we'll take a look as Gomez comes up to make the stop for Rosemead, but we'll take a look at and see how Arroyo approaches this third quarter.
We might see a lot more wide open stuff than we saw in the first half. Both teams went in, talked things over, and they're going to be a lot more loose than they were at the start of the game.
Wide receiver to the right side is Lopez. To the left side looks like Braxton. Backs are split. On first down for Arroyo. McClellan gets the call and plows across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And a nifty little pickup of about 4 yards. And that's something that we haven't seen much of in the first half. McClellan getting the lead.
Well, they start out on the ground with McClellan. McClellan falling forward for a good, solid 4-yard gain, and the man that stops him, Wolfpain Barber.
I think it's accurate to say that someone like McClellan can pound out some of the best defenses, and I think that might be the approach to start out the third quarter for Arroyo. A pickup of 5. It's now second down and 5. Faking blitz with Wolf Payne Barber are the Rosemead Panthers. Give over the left side once again, McClellan. And the door is slammed shut. And he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And for the Panthers, Candy Cabral comes up to make the stop one more time.
Runs to a hole that isn't there. Cabral plugged it up almost from the start of the play. It was like he knew the play before the Knights even ran it.
Now a crucial 3rd down and 5 opening up. How crucial will the way this game's been played? Just about every 3rd down conversion has been crucial. Reyna rolling out to the right side, completes it underneath to Eric Herr for a 1st down at the 43-yard line. One more time as Lumaquid comes up to make the stop, but they find success underneath.
They're finding success, especially near the sidelines. You might remember some of those passes in the first half. Here another curl where the Knights fire out from the line of scrimmage. In this case, Eric Herr, then he stops and comes back to the ball, and the Panthers are going to have to play a little bit tighter, not so soft.
10 minutes exactly to go in the 3rd quarter. Reyna leads his team out of the huddle now. Reverse, no one there as Willie does that Heisman spinner play and takes it to the 42-yard line, and that's the line of scrimmage, folks. No gain.
That's your basic busted play. When you hear that phrase, this is what it looks like. Willie turns to hand off to someone. The only one there was number 56 of Rosemead, Danny Rotter. He's not going to hand the ball to him.
Now they pick up a yard. It's 2nd down and 9.
At least I hope he doesn't.
9:33 to go, 3rd quarter. Deadlocked at 10 here in this Mission Valley League championship game, as both teams with a 4-0 record. Long count by Reyna. Left side, fullback, McClellan, no Quan. Take it to midfield to make that 45-yard line. Losing a little bit here, but he picks up about 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 as Louis Hernandez makes the stop for Rosemead. Just about 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Deadlocked at 10.
Those weird sounds you hear coming out of your speaker, that's nothing wrong with your set. These guys are really popping down there. There's some real heavy-duty hitting going on.
Now wide receiver to the right side. Looks like Martinez. And Herr to the left side. Now Martinez goes in motion. Reyna fakes it inside. Looking out. Here comes the rush. There goes the football. And it's incomplete at the 45-yard line. Wolf Payne Barber lurking in the vicinity. 8:37 to go in the 3rd quarter. On this 3rd down play, we'll take one more look.
Oh, despite the pressure, look at the, despite the rollout, look at the pressure. Candy Cabral came in untouched, and the Knights again will have to punt.
Cabral having a career day out here thus far in this game. Will send the Knights in punt formation as Pena will unload it. And it's a fake. Pena has Martinez open, and he falls away with an incompleted pass. Oh boy. Just as things looked pretty bright for the Knights on this fake, it falls incomplete. They had him burned and toasted, but it falls away.
Knights with a gadget of their own, and was it there? You can see umpire Bill Jackson very emphatically calling incomplete pass, and indeed it was trapped by Martinez, and that may be a costly gamble. We'll have to wait and see, but the Panthers have good field position now.
Excellent field position for Rosemead at the Arroyo 45-yard line, 1st and 10. 8:33 to go, 3rd quarter, right side, Wolf Payne Barber shakes off the first would-be tackler